Study. That's the Soli Deo Gloria Bible Study coming to you on this Sunday morning, July the 19th, 2026. Hope everyone is doing well and are ready for being in God's house this morning, worshiping our great God with God's people, the church, and worshiping in spirit and in truth. We're somewhere where the Word of God is preached without apology. And I hope you will enjoy your day in the Lord. This morning, we will continue in the reading from the reading plan as it happened, a one-year chronological walk through the Bible, and also from Daily Doctrine, a one-year guide to systematic theology. This morning, we'll be in the book of Hosea, chapters 1 through 7. So join me as we read God's word together. Hosea chapter 1. The word of Yahweh, which came to Hosea the son of Beeri in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam the son of Joash, king of Israel. When Yahweh first spoke through Hosea, Yahweh said to Hosea, "Go take for yourself a wife of harlotry, and have children of harlotry, for the land commits flagrant harlotry, forsaking Yahweh." So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblam, and she conceived and gave birth to a son for him. And Yahweh said to him, "Name him Jezreel, for yet a little while, and I will visit the bloodshed of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and I will cause the kingdom of the house of Israel to cease. And it will be in that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel." Then she conceived again and gave birth to a daughter, and Yahweh said to him, "Name her Lo Ruhamah, for I will no longer have compassion on the house of Israel, that I would ever forgive them. But I will have compassion on the house of Judah and save them by Yahweh their God. And I will not save them by bow, sword, battle, horses, or horsemen." Then she weaned Lo Ruhamah, and she conceived and gave birth to a son. And Yahweh said, "Name him Lo Ami, for you are not my people, and I am not your God. Yet the number of the sons of Israel will be like the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered. And it will be that in the place where it is said to them, 'You are not my people,' it will be said to them, 'You are the sons of the living God.' And the sons of Judah and the sons of Israel will be gathered together, and they will set for themselves one head, and they will go up from the land, for great will be the day of Jezreel." Hosea chapter 2. Say to your brothers, Ami, and to your sisters, Ruhamah, "Contend with your mother, contend, for she is not my wife, and I am not her husband. Let her remove her harlotry from her face, and her adultery from between her breast, lest I strip her naked and set her forth as on the day when she was born, and make her like a wilderness, and make her like the dry land, and put her to death with thirst. Also, I will have no compassion on her children, because they are children of harlotry. For their mother has played the harlot. She who conceived them has acted shamefully. For she said, 'I will go after my lovers, who give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink.' Therefore, behold, I will hedge up her way with thorns, and I will build a wall against her, so that she cannot find her paths. So she will pursue her lovers, but she will not overtake them, and she will seek them, but will not find them. Then she will say, 'I will go, and I will return to my first husband, for it was better for me then than now.' Now she does not know that it was I who gave her the grain, the new wine, and the oil, and multiplied silver and gold for her, which they use for Baal. Therefore, I will take back my grain at harvest time, and my new wine in its season. I will also deliver my wool and my flax from them, given to cover her nakedness. So now I will uncover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and no one will deliver her out of my hand. I will also cease all her joy, her feast, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and all her appointed times. And I will make desolate her vines and fig trees, of which she said, 'These are my wages, which my lovers have given me,' and I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field will devour them. So I will visit the days of the Baals upon her, when she used to offer offerings and smoke to them, and adorn herself with her earrings and jewelry, and go after her lovers, so that she forgot me, declares Yahweh. Therefore, behold, I will lure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak to her heart. Then I will give her her vineyards from there and the valley of Acre as a door of hope. And and she will sing there as in the days of her youth, as in the day when she came up from the land of Egypt. And it will be in that day, declares Yahweh, that you will call me Ishi, and will no longer call me Bali. So I'll remove the names of the Baals from her mouth, so that they will be remembered by their names no more. And in that day I will cut a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, the birds of the sky, and the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow, the sword, and war from the land, and I will make them lie down in security. And I will betroth you to me forever. Indeed, I will betroth you to me in righteousness and in justice, in loving kindness and in compassion. I will betroth you to me in faithfulness. Then you will know Yahweh. And it will be in that day that I will answer, declares Yahweh. I will answer the heavens, and they will answer the earth. And the earth will answer the grain, the new wine, and the oil. And they will answer Jezreel. And I will sow her for myself in the land. I will also have compassion on her who had not obtained compassion. And I will say to those who are not my people, you are my people. And they will say, you are my God. Hosea chapter 3. Then Yahweh said to me, go again, love a woman who is loved by her companion and is an adulteress, even as Yahweh loves the sons of Israel, though they turn to other gods and love raisin cakes. So I bargained for her for myself for 15 shekels of silver and a homer and a half of barley. Then I said to her, you shall stay with me for many days. You shall not play the harlot, nor shall you have a man. So I will also be toward you. For the sons of Israel will remain for many days without king nor prince, without sacrifice or sacred pillar, and without ephod or household idols. Afterward, the sons of Israel will return and seek Yahweh their God and David their king, and they will come in dread to Yahweh and to his goodness in the last days. Hosea chapter 4. Listen to the word of Yahweh, O sons of Israel, for Yahweh has a contention against the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth or loving kindness or knowledge of God in the land. There is swearing of oaths, deception, murder, stealing, and adultery. They break forth in violence so that bloodshed follows bloodshed. Therefore the land mourns, and everyone who inhabits it languishes, along with the beasts of the field and the birds of the sky, and also the fish of the sea disappear. Yet let no man contend, and let no man offer reproof. Indeed, your people are like those who contend with the priest. So you will stumble by day, and the prophet also will stumble with you by night, and I will destroy your mother. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also will reject you from ministering as my priest, since you have forgotten the law of your God. I myself also will forget your children. The more they multiplied, the more they sinned against me. I will change their glory into disgrace. They eat the sin of my people and lift up their soul toward their iniquity. And it will be like people, like priests. So I will punish them for their ways and cause their deeds to return to them. They will eat but not be satisfied. They will play the harlot but not break forth in number, because they have forsaken Yahweh to keep harlotry. Harlotry, wine, and new wine take away a heart of wisdom. My people ask their wooden idol, and their diviner's wand declares to them, for a spirit of harlotry has led them astray, and they have played the harlot, departing from their God. They offer sacrifices on the top of the mountains, and burn incense on the hills under oak, poplar, and terebinth. Because their shade is good, therefore your daughters play the harlot, and your brides commit adultery. I will not punish your daughters when they play the harlot, or your brides when they commit adultery. For the men themselves go apart with harlots and offer sacrifices with cult prostitutes. So the people without understanding are ruined. Therefore you, Israel, play the harlot. Do not let Judah become guilty. Also do not go to Gilgal, nor go up to Beth-aven, and swear the oath as Yahweh lives. Since Israel is stubborn like a stubborn heifer, can Yahweh now feed them like a lamb in a large field? Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. Their drink gone, they play the harlot continually. Their rulers dearly love disgrace. The wind binds them up in its wings, and they will be ashamed because of their sacrifices. Hosea chapter 5. Hear this, O priest. Give heed, O house of Israel. Give ear, O house of the king. For the judgment is for you. For you have been a snare at Mizpah, and a net spread out on Tabor. And the revolters have dug deep into slaughtering, but I will chastise all of them. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hidden from me. For now, O Ephraim, you have played the harlot. Israel has defiled itself. Their deeds will not allow them to return to their God. For a spirit of harlotry is within them, and they do not know Yahweh. Moreover, the pride of Israel answers against him, and Israel and Ephraim stumble in their iniquity. Judah also has stumbled with them. They will go with their flocks and herds to seek Yahweh, but they will not find him. He has withdrawn from them. They have dealt treacherously against Yahweh, for they have borne children of strangers. Now the new moon will devour them with their portions. Blow the horn in Gibeah, the trumpet in Ramah. Make a loud shout at Beth-aven. Behind you, Benjamin. Ephraim will become a desolation in the day of reproof. Among the tribes of Israel, I will make known what is true. The princes of Judah have become like those who move a boundary. On them I will pour out my wrath like water. Ephraim is oppressed, crushed in judgment, because he was determined to walk after man's command. Therefore I am like a moth to Ephraim, and like rottenness to the house of Judah. Then Ephraim saw his sickness, and Judah his sore. So Ephraim went to Assyria and sent to King Jareb, but he is unable to heal you or to cure you of your sore. For I will be like a lion to Ephraim, and like a young lion to the house of Judah. I, even I, will tear to pieces and go away. I will carry away, and there will be none to deliver. I will go away and return to my place, until they acknowledge their guilt and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me earnestly. Hosea chapter 6. Come, let us return to Yahweh, for he has torn us, but he will heal us. He has struck us, but he will bandage us. He will make us alive after 2 days. He will raise us up on the third day, that we may live before him. So let us pursue to know Yahweh. His going forth is established as the dawn, and he will come to us like the rain, like the late rain watering the earth. What shall I do with you, O Ephraim? What shall I do with you, O Judah? For your loving kindness is like a morning cloud, and like the dew which goes away early. Therefore I have hewn them in pieces by the prophets. I have killed them by the words of my mouth. And the judgments on you are like the light that goes forth. For I delight in loving kindness rather than sacrifice, and in the knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings. But like Adam, they have trespassed against the covenant. There they have dealt treacherously against me. Gilead is a city of workers of iniquity, with a track of blood. And as raiders wait for a man, so a band of priests murder on the way to Shechem. Surely they have committed lewdness. In the house of Israel I have seen an appalling thing. Ephraim's harlotry is there. Israel has defiled itself. Alas, O Judah, there is a harvest set for you when I restore the fortunes of my people. Hosea chapter 7. When I would heal Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim is uncovered, and the evil deeds of Samaria. For they work falsehood. The thief enters in, raiders ransack outside. And they do not say to their hearts that I remember all their evil. Now their deeds are all around them. They are before my face. With their evil, they make the king glad, and the princes with their deceptions. They are all adulterers, like an oven heated by the baker, who ceases to stir up the fire, from the kneading of the dough until it is leavened. On the day of our king, the princes became sick with the heat of wine. He stretched out his hand with scoffers, for their hearts are like an oven as they draw near in their plotting. Their anger smolders all night. In the morning it burns like a flaming fire. All of them are hot like an oven, and they devour their judges. All their kings have fallen. None of them calls on me. Ephraim mixes himself with the peoples. Ephraim has become a cake not turned. Strangers devour his power, yet he does not know it. Gray hairs also are sprinkled on him, yet he does not know it. So the pride of Israel answers against him, yet they have not returned to Yahweh their God, nor have they sought him for all this. So Ephraim has become like a silly dove without a heart of wisdom. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. When they go, I will spread my net over them. I will bring them down like the birds of the sky. I will chastise them in accordance with the report to their congregation. Woe to them, for they have fled from me. Destruction is theirs, for they have transgressed against me, and I would redeem them, but they speak lies against me. And they do not cry out to me in their heart when they wail on their beds. For the sake of grain and new wine, they gather together as sojourners. They depart from me. Although I disciplined and strengthened their arms, yet they devise evil against me. They turn, but not upward. They are like a deceitful bow. Their princes will fall by the sword. Because of the indignation of their tongue, this will be their scoffing in the land of Egypt. And that's going to conclude our reading from the biblical text this morning. Now we'll move on to Daily Doctrine. Day 200, Church and State. In his 1802 letter, Thomas Jefferson wrote to the Danbury Baptist Association in Connecticut, offering his interpretation that the Constitution erected a wall of separation between church and state. Although Jefferson's phrase has been often misapplied and his gloss on the first can be criticized, Jefferson was right to recognize that church and state are different institutions whose aim and approaches must not be confused or conflated. The church is the visible society of professing Christians and their children on earth. This society has an order and government designed primarily for the spiritual well-being of its members, though not without all reference to the temporal interests of the community. By contrast, the state is a visible society of all the members of that body. For example, a country. This society has an order and government designed primarily for the temporal well-being of its members, though not without reference to the spiritual well-being of its members. While the church and state will overlap in aims and functions at times, and both societies are ultimately accountable to God and will be judged according to the divine law, the two institutions are fundamentally different and independent. The two societies differ in their origin. The church owes its origin to Christ as mediator. The state is founded in nature, not in grace. That is, the state is common to all people, whereas the church is a part of God's redemptive plan. The two societies differ in primary objects for which they were instituted. The church was ordained by God for the salvation of souls and for the spiritual good of its heavenly citizens. The state was ordained by God for the outward order and good of human society. The two societies differ in the power committed to them. The church's power does not involve the exercise of physical force. The church exercises its power by the force of truth upon the convictions and consciences of men. To the magistrates of the state belongs the power of the sword. The two societies differ in the administration of their respective authorities. The church has its own office bearers to exercise authority over its own affairs. The state, while not being prescribed a specific form of government in Scripture, has its own office bearers appointed by God to exercise authority as a government over the governed. If these 4 points are true, then we must reject any Erastian system based on the Swiss physician Thomas Erastus, 1524 to 1583, whereby the state exercises supreme authority over the church, and any medieval system whereby the church attempts to exercise supreme authority over the state. In the best of circumstances, the church and the state will pursue their unique aims in ways that are mutually reinforcing of the other, but the two societies must not be confused as being the same. And that's going to conclude our reading from the biblical text and Daily Doctrine this morning. As we read in Hosea this morning, those 7 chapters, we see the repeated phrase tree, and we know what it means to play a harlot. You're an adulterer. You chase after women or chase after men. Your heart is not faithful to your spouse, a grievous sin. And God uses this to show the life of Hosea marrying Gomer, to show the people of God that they have played the harlot themselves, chasing after foreign gods, and their hearts not pursuing God, and the damage that causes. Then we read in Daily Doctrine about the church and the state, 2 separate entities that, although both in the world, they are act independently of each other, but have influences upon each other. I hope you will understand that the way the separation of church and state is applied today is not what Thomas Jefferson was talking about. They did not want, as was common and happening in England at that day, a church that was run by the state. And they realized that is not what God intends. And that is what separation of church and state is about. It's not, as it is applied today, to keep any kind of about God or God's law out of the common area of life. That's just not the case. We just don't want a state-run church where the state tells us what we can believe. I hope you understand that this morning. Have a blessed day. Soli Deo Gloria.